that says I do it for the grandmas. Like we. Good evening, Rampage family. Welcome to Superior, Colorado. We've got the third game of the season lined up against the Rocky Mountain Rough Riders. So far, in the first two games, Rampage boys are 1-1 against this Rough Riders team. So, expecting this to be another good, hard-fought battle. Some of the keys to our first win against them. We did a good job playing disciplined hockey. We stayed out of the box and let the penalties go to them for the most part in that first game. That helped us out. We also had some outstanding goaltending in that first game, which also helped us out. And the boys were rolling. I feel like we've got some good momentum right now. This last weekend of hockey was a really strong weekend for our boys. It was a good one. We're building positive momentum, and here's hoping we just keep it going. So hopeful for that. I don't know much as far as player reports and status and all of that kind of stuff. I do know Blaze Wheeler is not in the lineup tonight. I saw him in his regular people clothes, not dressed out just before the game. So I don't know if that'll affect how our lineup looks. And I know in the past when we were down a defenseman, we would put Nathan Bender back at defense and then end up rolling more like 3 lines plus 1. I don't know if that's what the game plan will be for tonight or not. I haven't talked to anybody about it, and I only know so much. My guess is, based on the rotation that we've got going right now, my guess is that we'll have Liam Holmes in net tonight. But again, I don't know that and won't know that for sure until we get ready to get started. So just about 2 minutes left of warm-up time. Hopefully the boys are fired up and ready to go. That'll do it for a warm-up period, and boys will start rounding up the pucks and huddling up for their pregame pep talk. Boys all huddled up. Ready to go. They'll start getting the pucks all collected, picked up. Just waiting for the bucket to come their way. Looks like Sully's going to collect the pucks, which makes me believe that we're going to have Mr. Liam Holmes in net tonight. 17 minutes up on the board. Out to start period number 1, we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Merrill, and Gudanis. All right, all pucks collected. All right, here we go. Getting ready to start period number 1. Rough win the draw back into their own zone. They go and collect it cross ice to the far side corner. back up the far side wall. Puck out of the Rough Riders zone into the Rampage zone. Gudanis chips it up, but not out. Rough Riders keep it in down low. Puck on the wall. We got Whitted and Sarver in there. Tied up at the point. Sarver's going to collect and send it up and out. Rough Riders turn it right back around. They're all tagged up already. Skated to the far side. Fed across to the near side. Point. Rough Riders with the turn. Keep it in the zone. They send it down the near side wall. Fed in. Shot gets deflected. Doesn't go on net. Drexel picks it up on the far side. Sends it across ice. Gudanis gets in there, and now it's going to bounce to Rough Riders player. They turn. They're into the Rampage zone. Rough Riders hold up on the near side wall. Centering pass. It's going to go through and end up in the far corner. Rahosian wrangles in the bouncing puck and skates it out of the zone. Rough Riders turn it around. They're back in. Holmes holds the puck up. Gets held down low. It's going to come up top for Rough Riders player. Shot taken. Holmes gets a piece of it. Ends up in the far corner. Rough Riders feed it up to the point. Send a shot through. Holmes is going to hang on to that one. We'll get a face-off in the Rampage zone. 15:44 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Espirito, Bender, Wilton, McManus, and Roberts. Puck comes up to the point. Back down the far wall. It's going to come to McManus. McManus skates, feeds it up and out of the zone. Roberts is given chase. Rough Riders turn around in their own zone and send it out to neutral ice. Puck ends up back in the Rampage zone. Rough Riders drop it in the middle, take a shot, goes off the post, and it's going to go all the way out. Rough Riders recollect, send it back down the far wall. Puck up the near side wall in the distance, and we get a whistle for icing. Faceoff will be in the Rough Riders zone. 15-15 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Whitted, Sarver, Gudanis, and Merrill. Rampage win the draw up to Merrill the point, feeds it through. Goaltender makes a save. Puck ends up in the far corner. Comes up to Whitted up top. Whitted takes a shot. That one's going to go in. So on a quick turnaround, steal in the Rough Rider zone, Whitted takes a shot and buries that one to get the Rampage on the board. 15:06 left in period number 1. Rampage go up 1-0. Same crew out as before. Rampage win the draw. Comes back to Gudanis. He's going to chip it. Gets stuck on the wall. Near side wall. Gudanis turns and chips. And Rough Riders with a takeaway. They skate back into the Rampage zone. They're down the near side wall. Back behind the net to the far corner. Rough Riders feed it down low. Merrill comes in to tie things up. Merrill with the takeaway. Tries to chip it to the far wall, and then it gets fed up but not out. Rough Riders turn it around, goes on net. Holmes with the save. Drexel picks it up. He turns. He's going to skate with it. Rough Riders send it cross ice to the far side and up. It deflects off a stick and out of play. We should get a face-off just outside the Rampage zone, I believe. 14:27 left in period number 1. On the ice, we've got Foster, Rahosian, Whittingham, Bisley, and Huff. Tied up on the draw. Rough Riders are going to come up with it, send it back into their own zone. Cross ice to the far side, little whiff on the chip out, and now the Rough Riders are going to dump it into the Rampage zone down low. Rough Riders pick it up down low, feed it up to the point. Held in and sent across ice to the far side. Shot taken goes up and over. Rolls up the boards and out of the zone. Rahosian giving chase on the forecheck. Rough Riders are going to pick it up behind their own net. Send it up the far wall, and they're waving off icing. Play will continue. Huff gets back, gets a stick on it. Rough Riders take it up the far wall. Puck comes up to the point. Rough Riders with a shot goes up and over. Tied up down low, and Whittingham's going to pick it up. He turns, feeds it up towards Foster, goes through his legs, comes back for it, and puck doesn't make it in, and Rahosian's going to chip it in. Rampage are offside. 13:35 left in period number 1. Face-off outside the Rough Rider zone. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, McManus, King, Espirito, and Bender. Rampage win the draw. Bender's going to send it across to Espirito. Back to Bender off of his skate. He turns with that, sends it off the near side boards. Rough Riders send it back in. Bender knocks it down. Comes up to the point. Rough Riders recollect. McManus pokes it out to neutral ice. Rough Riders with it. Send it into the Rampage zone to the near side. Dropped on the near side wall. And down low now. Centering pass. Shot taken. Holmes with a nice save. Good feed by the Rough Riders from behind the net out to the player waiting right up front for it. And Holmes reacting well to that one. 13:08 left in period number 1. On the ice, we've got Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Gudonis, and Merrill. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. Gudonis sends it at the near side wall, chipped up but not out. Shot goes in from the point, goes wide of the net, ends up at the far wall. Drexel's going to poke it, goes off the boards. Whitted's given chase. Rough Riders turn it around, send it out of the zone. Merrill recollects, has to wait for Whitted to tag back up. Sarver sends it over to Whitted on the near side. Fed through, ends up in the far corner. Drexel up towards Merrill. Rough Riders with a poke check. They've got a little bit of room. Merrill comes back. Gudonis recollects. Feeds it across towards Sarver. It's into the Rough Riders zone. Puck comes up and out to neutral. Rough Riders are going to pick it up. They skate it into the Rampage zone. Huff gets some skates on that one to break it up. Rough Riders pick it up. They're going to feed it down low behind the Rampage net. Puck comes off the wall. Whitted's going to pick it up. He chips it up and out, and that's going to be icing. So we get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rampage zone with 12:14 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Foster, Rahosian, Huff, and Bisley. Tight up on the draw. Rough Riders are going to win it up to the point. Shot goes in. Holmes is going to deflect it into the far corner. Puck comes up. Foster turns with it. He's going to skate it out. Takes the red line. Tries to make a move. Rough Riders have it in their own zone. Sent across to the near side. Rough Riders chip it up off the wall. They're out into neutral zone. Into the Rampage zone with it. Shot gets deflected, goes wide of the net, ends up back behind. Bisley chips it to the far side. Foster tries to drop it for Huff. Foster's going to send it across towards Whittingham. Off the boards, Rahosian collects it. He's going to skate through. He's into the Rough Riders zone. Shot on net. Goalie makes a save into the corner. Rahosian picks it up. He's waiting for the rest of the Rampage to get a change. McManus comes in, picks up the puck and takes a hit up high. Puck ends up down low. Rough Riders are going to send it up the near side. They're through neutral into the Rampage zone. Move, shot taken. Holmes with a nice save on that one too. Puck comes bouncing through. Can't get quite wrangled in, and we've got a penalty coming to the Rampage for a hook. The penalty is going to go to Nathan Bender, it looks like. So with 11:09 left in period number 1, Rampage are going to go on the penalty kill. First penalty of the game. Out on the ice, we've got Gudonis, Merrill, Drexel, and Whitted. Just waiting to get the 2 minutes up on the clock. Still waiting to get the 2 minutes up on the clock. There we go. All right, here we go. Penalty kill. 11:09 left in period number 1. The puck comes across to the near side off the draw. Gudonis gets there. He's going to clear the zone with it. It's back into the Rough Riders zone. Rough Riders have to recollect back in their own zone. Drexel applying pressure on the forecheck. Rough Riders send it up and cross ice. It goes through. It doesn't connect. That's actually icing. No whistle. They let it continue. Didn't touch anybody. That was icing. Puck comes up to the point. Whitted gets a stick on it. He's going to skate it out of the zone. Takes the near side wall. He's into the Rough Riders zone. Gets poke checked. Rough Riders coming back the other way. They're going to skate to the far side into the Rampage zone now. up to the point, cross to the near side. Shot gets deflected off a stick up into the netting and out of play. So 10:24 left in period number 1 and 1:15 on the penalty kill. We'll get a face-off in the Rampage zone. On the ice to take over the PK unit, we've got Huff, Bisley, Whittingham. Nope, sorry. We've got Espirito, Bisley, Whittingham, and Sarver. Rough Riders win the draw up to the point, send it across to the far side. The shot deflects off a body, goes wide of the net, and it's going to come all the way up and out of the zone. Rough Riders have to skate back into their own zone with it. Cross ice to the far side. Sarver applying pressure on the forecheck. Puck comes back to the near side. Just under a minute left on the penalty kill. Into the Rampage zone, and then Espirito with a nice poke check. He's going to turn and flip it back into the Rough Rider zone. Whittingham's going to get there. They say he didn't get there in time, so it's going to be an icing whistle. I thought I got there right at the line, but I'm at the far end of the ice, so I can't see it that well. All right, out on the ice to take over, or continue, for the next 45 seconds of PK. We've got Drexel, Whitted, Merrill, and Gudanis. Rough Riders win the draw up to the point, across to the far side, back again. Down low the near side, centering pass, deflects just wide of the net. Puck comes up to Drexel, fires it off the wall but not out. Puck comes through, Gudanis gets a stick on it, ends up on the near side. Fed down low. The Fighters feed it up the far side, up to the center point. Across to the far side. Backdoor pass, and that one's going to go in. So with 9:27 left in period number 1, Rough Riders tie it up 1-1 with a power play goal. Out on the ice, Rahosian, Foster, McManus, Espirito, and Huff. Rampage win the draw. Huff's going to send it to the far wall. Foster gets in there. He's going to send it back over to Huff. Huff up to Rahosian. Rahosian turns with it. And Rampage are offside going into the zone. We're going to get a change of forwards, it looks like. We've got Roberts, Whittingham, and Wilton out on the ice. Rough Riders win the draw. They're going to skate it to the far side. Gets poked back into their own zone. Send it across to the near side. Comes up and out. Huff gets a stick on it, and he has to race back to pick it up. Huff sends it up the near side boards. Whittingham gets there. Sends it off the boards to Wilton. Wilton's into the zone with it. He holds up near side wall. Gets tied up on the wall, and now the puck comes up and out. Espirito picks it up down low. Feeds it over to Roberts. Roberts turns. He's going to chip it into the Rough Riders zone. Rough Riders feed it across to the far side. Puck comes up, and Gudanis chips it up to Roberts. Whitted's going to turn and fire it into the zone. Puck ends up in the far corner. Rough Riders pick it up in the corner. I'm going to skate it back this way. Lost the handle, now they're going to feed it back to the player deep in their own zone. Cross ice pass to the far side. Puck comes up, still in the Rough Rider zone. Sarver with a poke check, goes to the far corner. Rough Rider centered around to the near side. Whitted centers the pass, doesn't connect with anybody. It's going to come out of the zone. Bisley picks it up and neutralized, turns and fires, and Rampage are offside. I think that face-off will probably come back to the center dot. 8:09 left in period number 1. On the ice, we've got Foster, McManus, Rahosian, Merrill, and Espirito. Rough Riders win the draw back into their own zone with it. Puck ends up the far side. Espirito's got it. Sends it cross ice towards McManus. Doesn't quite connect. It's going to bounce into the Rough Rider zone. McManus hot on the tail of the Rough Riders player. It's in the near corner. Rough Riders with it. They feed it out and across. They're going to skate it out of their own zone and then chip it into the Rampage zone. Rough Riders are offside. 7:44 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got King, Bender, Whittingham, Gudanis, and Huff. Tied up on the draw. Rough Riders are going to feed in the Rampage zone. Gudanis sends it right back out again. It goes through and into the Rough Riders zone. They send it across the far side and turn and dump it into the Rampage zone. Holmes holds it up behind his own net, sends it up the near side boards. Puck comes up to the point but not out. Gets dumped back down low. Rough Riders feed it off the side of the net, and now it's going to come out up to the point again. Rough Riders hold it at the point, send it across to the far side. Skate down the far side wall. They're going to turn with it. Gudanis ties a player up on the wall, comes up to King. He turns with it, feeds it over towards Bender. Bender's out of the zone and just into the Rough Rider zone. Now Rough Riders turn around, coming back the other way. Referees are going to pick it up. They make a move. They're into the Rampage zone. Feed the pass just wide of the net, and now it ends up back behind the Rampage net. Rough Riders pick it up, send the pass across to the near side wall. Bounced off of a body, and now it comes up and out, and it goes off a Wilton skate, comes all the way back in the Rough Rider zone. Puck comes back to Bisley, who's going to steal it. He skates through, takes a shot from up high. The goalie's got it, and it's going to hang on. So with 6:29 left in period number 1, we'll get a face-off in the Rough Rider zone. On the ice, we've got Roberts, Wilton, Whitted, Merrill, and Bisley. Rampage come up with it, ends up on the far wall, bounces. Roberts turns and sends it down low. It takes a ride around the dasher board. Bisley holds the puck at the point, keeping it in the zone. Whitted applying pressure down low. Roberts is in there as well. Wilton pinching in on the far wall. Roberts and Wilton are both in there. A couple of Rough Riders players. Looks like Rough Riders come out with it, but Whitted is going to hold that up and keep it in the Rough Rider zone. Puck deflects up into the netting and out of play. 5:58 left in period number 1. Looks like we're going to get a change of cast. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, McManus, Sarver, Espirito, and Gudanis. Rough Riders send the puck across to the near side. Tied up down low, up on the wall. Gudanis sends a shot from the point. Goalie's got him. It's going to hang on. So with 5:49 left in the first, we'll get another face-off back in the Rough Rider zone. Rough Riders win back into the corner, but Roberts was in there to tie things up. Or, I'm sorry, Sarver was in there to tie things up. Rough Riders now 3-on-1 into the Rampage zone. Sends a shot. Holmes with the save. That's going to bounce into the far corner. Rough Riders with the puck down low. Send it, deflects. It's going to end up on the near side boards. Rough Riders turn with it. They're going to feed it down low. It's going to go across to the far side. Gets pinched, and now McManus turns with it. Tries to fire it up in the air, deflects, and it comes out of the zone, but Rough Riders recollect it neutral. They have to tag up. They send cross ice and back again. Ends up on Gudanis' stick. He chips it off the boards. It's going to come up to Drexel. Drexel's into the zone with it. He's got Whittingham on the far side. Drexel feeds it to Whittingham. Shot taken. Goalie with a big save. 4:58 left in period number 1. We'll get a face-off in the Rough Rider zone. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Whittingham, Rahosian, Huff, and Bisley. Rough Riders win the draw over to the far side, send it off the boards and just out. It's going to go the distance all the way down to Liam. He's just going to cover it up as he's got somebody coming in, crashing in with speed. We'll get a face-off. .447 left in period number 1. Face-off in the Rampage zone. Same crew out as before. Rough Riders win the draw, take a real quick shot, deflects up and over. Rahojan turns and fires it out, ends up on Foster's stick. He feeds it over to Whittingham. Whittingham takes the far side, holds up at the point, tries to feed it on the backhand through. Rough Riders pick it up down low. Rough Riders are going to turn with it, feed it. They turned and feed it into their own bench from their zone, so face-off will be back in the Rough Riders zone. Out on the ice, we've got King, Bender, Whitted, Gudanis, and Merrill. Rough Riders come up with it off the draw. They're going to skate it through. They're into the Rampage zone. Skate it down low into the corner. Whitted with the steal. He's going to skate it out of the zone. Takes the outside wall. He's into the Rough Rider zone with it. Shot taken. Goalie gets a piece of it. It's going to end up on the far wall. Rough Riders take the red line. They're going to chip it in and go for a change. Bisley picks it up down low. He's got time. He turns, sends it up. Rough Riders with the steal at neutral ice. Fed across to the far side. Shot, and Holmes gets a piece of it. Rough Riders feed it up to the point. It goes through the defenseman and out to neutral ice. Rampage are going to get a quick change. Rough Riders turn with it. They're back into the Rampage zone. Shot taken, Holmes with the save, and then Bisley turns and fires it up and out. That should be icing, I think. And we do get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rampage zone with 3:33 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, Roberts, McManus, Wilton, Huff, and Gudanis. Tied up on the draw. Rough Riders come out of the pile with it. Skate to the far corner. Gudanis ties it up. McManus sends it up the wall. Unable to clear. Rough Riders keep it in. Puck bouncing back behind the Rampage net. Gudanis feeds it up the wall on the near side. Roberts chips it, but Rough Riders pinching in. They're going to hold it in the zone. Skate to the near side. Centering pass. Doesn't quite pick it up. Roberts is going to take it. He skates to the far side. He's out of the zone. He's into the Rough Rider zone. Shot from up high. Deflects off of a stick and into the netting. And out of play. We'll get a face-off in the Rough Rider zone with 3:02 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, Drexel, Whittingham, Sarver, Espirito, Merrill. Rampage win the drop to the point. Espirito drops it for Sarver. He's going to send it down the boards. Back behind for Drexel. Drexel to Whittingham. Gets tied up down low. Rough Riders send it up the boards, and now they're out. Back into the Rampage zone with speed. Shot taken, goes off the post and hits the ceiling. And out of play. 2:43 left in period number 1. We'll get a face-off in the Rampage zone. Rough Riders win the draw up to the point. Shot taken. Holmes gets a piece of it. The blocker sends it to the far wall. Rough Riders turn with it, send it across to the near side. Shot taken. That one goes to the far wall. And then Drexel with the steal. He's out of the zone with it. Feeds it across to Whittingham. It's into the zone. Rampage are offside. Out on the ice, Whitted, Rahojan, Foster, Huff, and Merrill. Rampage win it. Rahojan skates it into the zone, comes up to Foster, and Rough Riders with a turnaround. They're back into the Rampage zone with it. Make a move, takes a shot. Holmes with the save, gets tied up down low. Huff's in there. Merrill comes in to help him out. Feeds it up to Foster. Foster sends it up and not out. Comes back to Merrill. Merrill feeds it just behind Rahosian. Puck out to neutral. Comes out of the zone. Rampage are offside. 1:56 left in period number 1. Same crew out as before. Rampage win the draw, and Rough Riders are going to jump on it quick. They're back into the Rampage zone. Move made. Player gets held up. Unable to clear. Rough Riders hold it in. Bisley has it down low. Feeds it off the wall. Comes up and out. Bouncing around at neutral ice. It goes back to the Rough Riders zone. Rough Riders have it. They send it across to the near side. It's bouncing. It's into the Rampage zone. Bisley picks it up, feeds it up to Rahosian. Rahosian through and into the Rough Riders zone. Rough Riders turn, feed it to the near side, and back again. Rough Riders out of the zone with it. Skate across. It gets tipped. It ends up in the Rampage zone down low. Gudonis comes back for it. Sends it up the far boards. Unable to clear it. It's bouncing. Gudonis gets there, sends it up the wall. Rahosian wrangles it in, feeds it across to the far side, goes off the wall. Rampage can't touch up because they were getting a change. Bisley picks it up down low, turns, fires it up the boards to King. King turns with it. He's going to skate. Rough Riders have it back. They're in their own zone. Send the cross ice pass to the near side, and that'll be icing. So we get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rough Riders zone with 44 seconds left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got McManus, King, Bender, Huff, and Merrill. Rough Riders win the draw. Comes up, Huff knocks it down, and now it comes out of the zone. Rough Riders into the Rampage zone with it. Puck comes through. Holmes going to push it to the far corner. And puck tied up down low. Rough Riders come off with it, take a shot. Holmes with the save. He's going to hang on. 23 seconds left in period number 1. Face off in the Rampage zone. On the ice, we've got Gudonis, Espirito, Roberts, Whittingham, and Wilton. Tied up on the draw. It's anybody's puck. And a little back and forth. It's going to get chipped up to the point. That was a pretty bad hit, but at least it was up high with an elbow. They're going to get a roughing call, so with 11.2 seconds left in period number 1, Rampage are going to go on the power play for the first time this game. Out on the ice to start the power play, we've got Whittingham, Wilton, Roberts, Gudonis, and Merrill. Tied up on the draw. Gudonis is going to pick it up. Shot taken. Goalie with the save. It's going to come in the near side wall. Merrill pulls it off the wall, feeds it across, and Rough Riders are going to clear. And time will expire on period number 1. So your score after 1 is 1-1, all tied up. And from what I'm watching right now, that it's nice to come out of that period all tied up. Rampage will go into the second period with 1:49 left on the power play. That was a little bit too much time spent on our end of the ice, in my opinion. So hopefully the boys got a little bit left to give, and we'll start this next period strong on the power play, make something happen. All right, out to start period number 2. As I mentioned, 149 on the power play. We have Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Gudanis, and Espirito and Bisley. Rough Riders win the draw, back into their own zone with it. They're going to send it up. Espirito knocks it down. He has to wrangle it in. Espirito turns. He skates with it. He feeds it to the far side to Sarver. Sarver back to Espirito at the point. Espirito skates the blue line. Feeds it over to Bisley on the near side. Bisley's going to skate in. Tries to feed it through. Puck ends up back in the corner. Bisley's down low doing battle with the Rough Riders player. Drexel's going to pull it out of the pile. Feeds it up to Sarver. Sarver over to Espirito. Espirito back to Sarver. Sarver down to Drexel. Drexel over to Bisley, looking for the back door. Just couldn't quite connect. Puck down low. Rough Riders are going to turn and send it. Sarver holds it at the point, keeps it in the zone, sends it across. Pass goes off and out, and now Rough Riders are going to send it out of the zone all the way back down. Sarver has to go back for it behind his own net. 54 seconds left on the power play. Pass comes up, and Rough Riders are going to turn that back around, send it back into the Rampage zone. Dropped for Espirito. He's behind the net with it. He turns, skates out, sends it cross ice towards Whitted, bounces off his stick, goes to Drexel. Drexel carries it through, takes the far side. Drexel down low into the corner, tries to turn and fire it up, loses the handle. Now Rough Riders have it. They're going to skate to the near side, up and out of the zone. Whittingham recollects. He turns with it. He's going to skate to the far side, send it over to Merrill. Merrill's into the zone with it, held up at the wall. Pass comes across and out of the zone. Gudanis recollects, has to wait for everybody to tag up. He feeds it up to Foster. Foster turns with it. He's back into the zone. He's going to take the far side. Foster makes a move. Centering pass attempt. Rough Riders get there. Gudanis picks it up down low in the corner. He turns. Centering pass attempt comes up to Merrill. Merrill feeds it off the boards. Comes out of the zone. Chipped up in the air. Wilton tries to turn around with it. Rough Riders coming back the other way. They're into the Rampage zone offside. 14:58 left in the period. We're going to face off outside the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, McManus, Espirito, Rahosian, and Huff. Rampage win the draw. It's going to come back to Espirito in his own zone. He sends it up in the air and out, and it gets knocked down, and that's going to be a hand pass. Roberts knocks it down. Rahosian sent it in, so. $14.50 left in period number 2. Tied up on the draw. Comes back to Huff, who's going to send it over towards Espirito. He sends it up the wall to Rahosian. Rahosian skates off the wall with it, feeds it over to Huff. Huff takes the red line. He's going to dump it in hard. Puck bounces back behind the Rough Riders net. Goes to the far side. Rough Riders feed it up. They're out of the zone with it. To the far wall. Huff sends it back to Espirito. Espirito up. Rough Riders take a shot from the point. Goes wide of the net. Comes to the near wall. Rahosian turns. He's going to chip it off the linesman and off the wall into the Rampage zone. And we got another penalty coming to the Rough Riders for a cross-check. So with 14:15 left in period number 2, Rampage are going to go back on the power play. So out on the ice to start the power play, we've got Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Rahosian, and Espirito. A lot of different looks tonight. A lot of different looks. Tied up on the draw. Sarver feeds it back. Whitted gets there. He's all tied up. He turns, feeds it up to Rahosian. Rahosian across to Espirito. Off of his stick to Sarver. Sarver feeds it down the wall to Drexel. Back up to Rahosian. Goes off his stick, and that stays in the zone. Sorry, that was it. Yeah, Esperito. Puck deflects up and into the ceiling and out of play. So 1:42 left on the power play, 13:57 in the period. Same crew out as before. Tied up on the draw. Held in down low on the wall. Drexel's going to pick it up down low. He makes a move into the corner. Feeds it up to Rahosian. Rahosian at the point with it. He's going to skate down the near side wall. Rahosian turns and looks, feeds it up to Esperito. Esperito across to Sarber. Sarber down low to Drexel. Drexel turns, goes off a skate, ends up back in the corner. Sarber pinching in, and now Rough Riders are going to turn, unable to clear it, and now they're going to clear it out. Back into the Rampage zone, and Rahosian with a strong back check to block that centering attempt. Drexel picks it up. He's going to skate to the near side. Drexel feeds it through to Gudanis. Gudanis makes a move. He's into the zone. Rampage going for a change. Gudanis holds it up, makes a move. He's down the wall. Centering pass attempt, and Rough Riders have it back. They're going to clear it out to neutral ice. 45 seconds left on the power play. Merrill turns with it, sends it up to Gudanis. Deflects off a stick. It's into the Rampage or the Rough Rider zone and gets sent back out again. Rough Riders back in the Rampage zone. Whittingham has to come back and recollect. He turns. He's going to skate to the far side wall. Just blows the tire. He's going to send it across to Merrill. Merrill up to Wilton. Wilton over to Whittingham. Whittingham's going to dump it in. Rampage giving chase. Rough Riders send it hard around the wall. It's going to come up and out. And if it's got enough, it'll be icing. And just barely does. So we get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rampage, or the Rough Rider zone with 14 seconds left on the power play. Out on the ice, we've got, changing it up. We've got Foster, Wilton, Whittingham, Huff, and Bender. Rough Riders win the draw. They fire it off the boards the distance. That one will be icing. So we get another whistle. Face will be back in the Rough Rider zone with 7 seconds left on the power play for the Rampage. 12:22 in period number 2. Same crew out that was just out. Tied up on the draw. Rough Riders get there, fire it off the boards. That's going to go on net, so there will be no icing. Play will continue. Rough Riders back at 5. Bender sends it up. Rough Riders with the steal, skating it in from the point. Quick move made. Liam Holmes with a nice save. Puck comes up to the point on the far side. Rough Riders take a shot, goes off a skate. Foster knocks it down. Can't quite wrangle it in. He knocks it down out of the air again. Now the puck is at least out of the zone, and Wilton can't quite pick it up. Rough Riders coming back the other way. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Skate to the far side. Centering pass attempt. Holmes is going to cover it up. We get a whistle. Out on the ice, we've got McManus, Roberts, King, Gudanis, and Esperito. Rough Riders win the draw up to the point, send it down the near side wall. Back behind the net now. Gudanis picks it up, McManus picks it up, sends it up the wall. Rough Riders keep it in the zone. Send it back down low. Centering pass attempt. It's going to come up to Roberts. Roberts turns with it. He skates. He's into the Rough Rider zone. Takes the far wall. Centering pass attempt. Goes off a skate. Down low in the corner. All tied up. You got McManus tries to center a pass. Nobody home. Rough Riders drop it back behind their net to the near side. They hold up. King applying pressure on the forecheck. Up the near side wall. Up and out of the zone. Comes up to Esperito. Esperito across to Gudanis. Gudanis back. Doesn't connect. It ends up in the Rough Riders zone. Turned and fired. deflects off of his stick and into the Rampage zone. Gudanis has to go back for it. Blows the tire just as he gets there. He's all tied up. Rough Riders pick it up. Shot taken. Holmes with the save. Comes out to Roberts over to Drexel. Drexel's going to skate with it. Takes the far side. Is into the Rough Riders zone. Comes up to the point, but not out. Gudanis turns and fires, goes wide of the net. Ends up on the near side, and Rough Riders send it across to the far side. They chip it up and out of the zone now. Merrill pinching in. He turns and fires in. Rampage are onside. Rough Riders pick it up just behind their own net. They fire it up and out and connect with a player at neutral ice, and Merrill with a takeaway. He feeds it into the zone. Rough Riders have it back. They're going to send it across the far side. Feed it up. McManus with the Huff with the turnaround. It's hard to see which numbers are which from up here. Puck goes back behind the Rampage net now. Whitted turns and fires it off the wall. Comes up to the point and out. It's going to roll back into the Rough Riders zone where they will recollect. Whitted turns and fires from the wall. Goes up and over. Ends up in the near side corner. Foster with the steal on the near side boards. He makes a move. Foster's back behind the net. Tries a wraparound. Nothing doing. It's going to come up to Gudanis to the point. Takes a shot from up high. Body's in the way. Foster's going to keep it down low in the corner. Rough Riders send it off the back of their net. Up the boards. Rahosian's going to pinch in. Keeps it down low. Rough Riders pick it up behind their net. Send it hard off the boards. That's going to go the distance. That should be icing. And it is. We get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rough Rider zone with 9:12 left in period number 2. Hey, Kevin, I didn't chase you guys off, did I?
No, we were just making notes so you could see the
Okay,
score.
I appreciate it. Hopefully I didn't. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, McManus, Wilton, Bender, and Gudanis. Rough Riders feed the puck back behind their net to the far side and back again. Puck comes up. Rough Riders have it. They're out of the zone. They're going to skate to the far side. Back to center. It's going to end up on the near side corner. Bender's in there to tie a player up. Puck comes up to the point. Rough Riders send it in from the point. Body's in the way. And that shot's not going to make it through. Comes up to Wilton. Goes just off a stick. He's going to give chase back into the Rough Riders zone with it. Rough Riders turn and fire. That doesn't connect, so that'll be icing. So we get a whistle. We'll have a face-off in the Rough Rider zone, and with 8:41 left in period number 2, I think we'll go to an ice cut. Maybe not. Maybe we got to get below 8.5. Out on the ice, we've got Wilton, Roberts, McManus, Merrill, and Espirito. Rough Riders win the draw. They're going to send it across to the near side. Out of the zone with it. Take the red line. They're into the Rampage zone. Feed it to the outside. Shot deflects up and over. Ends up in the near wall. Espirito sends it up, but not out. Tied up on the boards, and I think it's out of the zone now. But everybody's tagged up, so. Rough Riders pick it up. They're going to send it across to the far side. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Gets poked and knocked down, and then out of the zone. Rough Riders are going to send it back into their own zone with it. They turn, fire it up the boards on the near side. And then Roberts takes a hit from behind into the boards. Rough Riders are going to send it up, in from up high. Holmes is going to knock it down. He's just going to cover it up. So 7:51 left in period number 2, and I believe we will now go to an ice cut. So when we come back, face-off being the Rampage zone. We're currently all tied up 1-1. I'm going to take a break for a little bit, give my voice a rest. All right, folks, welcome back. Quick update. If you saw that kind of rough hit that Kyle Bisley was on the receiving end of, sounds like he will probably not be back in the game tonight for concussion watch and protocol. So they're going to take him and go get him taken care of as we get ready to start the second half of period number 2. We've got 7:51 up on the clock. Face-off will be in the Rampage zone. Score is currently 1-1. Out on the ice to start this second half, we've got Whitten, Drexel, Sarver, Gudanis, and Merrill. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. Gudanis over to Merrill. Rough Riders jumping on that, have it pinned up on the wall. Puck comes up and out, and Rough Riders send it back in. They're offside. Face off outside the Rampage zone. Same crew out as before. Rampage win the draw way back into their own zone. Merrill has to hustle back for it. Turns and sends it up the near side wall. Rough Riders pinching in, pull it off the wall. They're going to make a move down low in the corner behind the net. Across to the other side. Gudanis feeds it up the far wall. Puck held in. Across to the near side, and we're going to get a penalty to... We're getting a penalty? We are getting a penalty coming to the Rampage to Gudanis for a rough. So with 7:18 left in period number 2, Rampage are going to go on the penalty kill. Out on the ice, we've got Espirito, Huff, Whittingham, and Foster to start the penalty kill. Rough Riders win the draw. Quick move back behind the Rampage net. Send it up to the point. Cross ice to the far side. Shot in from up high. Holmes has it. He's going to hang on. Tied up on the draw. It's going to go down low in the corner. Huff gets there, pushes it over to the near side. Rough Riders are going to collect on the near side, send it up to the blue line. Skate in the blue line back to the near side point. Skate in. Shot goes in. First save was made, and then a player picks up the rebound on the far side. They're going to put that in. So with 6:55 left in period number 2, Rough Riders go up 2-1 on 2 power play goals. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Bender, and Merrill. Tied up on the draw. Rough Riders come out with it. Skate to the far wall. Big hit by Whitted. Puck gets tipped not quite out of the zone. Rough Riders skate it back in. Fed back down low. Bender's going to turn, send it around to the far side. And Merrill blows a tire in the corner. Whitted's going to pick it up down low. He skates to the far side. Feeds it up and through. Doesn't connect. That'll be icing. We get a whistle. Face-off will be back down in the Rampage zone. 6:28 left in period number 2. Rough Riders win the draw. Quick shot taken. Holmes is going to save it and hang on to it. So we get another face-off in the Rampage zone. 6:25 left in period number 2. Rampage win the draw down in the corner. Gudanis is going to pick it up. He skates to the near side. Gudanis comes up, feeds it up and through off the Sarver's stick. It's into the Rough Rider zone. Sarver goes down low after it. He's got a couple of Rough Riders players there. Rough Riders pick it up. Fed up off the wall, and now Rough Riders are out of the zone. They're through neutral into the Rampage zone with it. Kick it to the outside. Centering pass. And then a quick move made down low, and Rough Riders are going to go up 3-1 with 6:05 left in period number 2. Their first even strength goal of the night. 3-1 Rough Riders. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Whittingham, Bender, Rahosian, and Huff. Tied up on the draw. Rough Riders are going to win it back into their own zone. Feed it up the near side wall. Doesn't connect. That'll be icing. So we get a face-off in the Rough Rider zone with 5:59 left in period number 2. Rampage win the draw up to Huff at the point. He drops it for Rahosian. Rahosian skates around, turns, fires. Goalie's got it in the glove. Rough Riders win the draw back into the corner. Fed up the near side wall. Up and out of the zone. Rough Riders are 2-on-1. Rahosian hustling back for the back check. Whittingham picks it up off the rebound, chips it up, but not out. Rough Riders keep it in at the point. Bender picks it up down low, sends it around the far side wall, bounces out towards Foster. Whittingham picks it up. He skates through. He's into the Rough Rider zone. Tries to drop it for Foster. Just can't quite pick it up. Bounces to the near side wall. Tied up on the wall with Foster and Whittingham. And we got a full-on brawl going on back behind the play. And we do have a penalty coming apparently to the Rampage. They're not going to take both of them. They're going to call interference on Foster. 5:13 left in period number 2. Rampage will be back on the penalty kill. I'm sorry, they're calling interference on Rahosian. I didn't see that one at all. So 5:13 left in period number 2. Rampage on the penalty kill. On the ice, we've got Merrill, Gudanis, Drexel, and Whitted. Rampage win the draw. Back behind the net. Gudanis turns, fires it up, but not out. Rough Riders keep it in. Merrill picks it up down low, sends it up. That doesn't connect. That'll be icing. We get a whistle. Face-off be back in the Rampage zone. 1:48 left on the penalty kill. 5:01 in the period. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. Rough Riders try to jump on it. Centering pass, and Drexel has it. He's going to turn with it. He's out of the zone. Whitted's going to chip it into the Rough Riders zone. Rough Riders turn to the far side, send it over to the near side. Cross ice to the far side again. They're into the Rampage zone with it on the far side. Shot taken. It's going to come up the boards and out of the zone. It's coming back into the Rough Riders zone with it. Whitted pursuing on the forecheck. Rough Riders send it to the near side wall. They turn with it. They're out of their own zone. Into the Rampage zone. Gets held up at the point momentarily. It's going to bounce up. Rough Riders hold it at the blue line. Send it across to the near side. Cross ice shot taken goes up and over. It's going to come up to the point and now out of the zone. Roberts blind pressure on the forecheck. That was very clearly deflected off of 2 different players' sticks, but they're going to call icing on it anyway. So with 4:09 left in the period, we've got 56 seconds left on the penalty kill. Out on the ice, we've got Huff, Bender, Whittingham, and Roberts to take over on the PK. Rampage win the draw in the corner. Rough Riders are going to get there, try to tie it up down low. They've got it behind the Rampage net. Puck goes to the far corner, sent up to the point. Rough Riders feed it back down low again. Cross ice to the near side. Back down low, up to the point. Cross to the far side point. Shot taken. Holmes with a save. And that rebound's going to come to a player sitting right on the other side on the back door, and he's going to put it in. So on their third power play goal of the game, the Rough Riders are going to go up 4-1. 3:48 left in period number 2. That one was on a bad call. Not necessarily a bad call, but I don't know. Whatever. 3:48 left in the period. Out on the ice, we've got McManus, Wilton, King, Gudanis, and Merrill. Rampage win the draw. Merrill sends it up. Rough Riders turn it around, come back the other way. Merrill with a big hit. Puck comes up to Wilton, makes a move. He takes a cross check to the face mask. Play will continue. Into the Rough Riders zone. Up to the far wall to the point. Gudanis turns and fires, goes off a body and lands out front. Rough Riders get there. They send it to the far side wall. Move to the inside. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Goes across. That's way too many men on the ice. That was too many by 2. Rough Riders handle it back into their own zone. They mishandle it. Goes back behind the net. Back to Rough Riders. Player down low. Feed it up the near side boards. Not out of the zone. Merrill pinching in, and now it's going to come out. Rampage are tagged up. Rough Riders have it in their own zone. They chip it up and out. Held up on the boards. It's going to bounce out to Espirito. Chips it up in the air. Sarver wrangles it in. He's in the zone. Gets poke checked in the corner. Sarver gets up-ended from behind, slew-footed. Puck comes up and out of the zone. Espirito has to go back for it in his own zone. Up to Drexel. Puck goes back the other way. Espirito has to go back for it again. He chips it up towards Gudanis off the wall. Sarver kicks it over to Drexel. Drexel's into the zone with it. Carter Drexel makes a move, gets poke checked by the goaltender. Puck comes up to the far side. Rough Riders with speed back into the Rampage zone. Quick move, shot goes wide and around. Back down low. Out to center, tries to feed it through. Holmes is going to cover it up. 1:58 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got King, Foster, Huff, Whittingham, and Rahosian. I'm sorry, that's Bender on the far side over there. Tied up on the draw. Rough Riders are going to skate it down low. Fed up front. It's going to come to the near side wall. Back behind the net. Sent back across again. Shot taken. Holmes with the save. He's going to cover it up. .142 left in the period. We'll have a face-off in the Rampage zone. Rough Riders are going to come up with it. They send it down low, goes to the far side. Shot, I think Holmes got a piece of it, ends up in the near wall. Shot comes through the crease, ends up the far side. Foster gets there, unable to clear. Rough Riders send it down low. Behind the net, Huff is in there to tie things up. He's going to chip it to the far wall. Foster chips it off the wall. Rough Riders holding it in the zone. Sent across, and Huff's going to pick it up. He sends it up and out to Rahosian. Rahosian skates to the near side. And Rampage are offside, even though they weren't. Whittingham's skate came up off the ice, but it was still across the line. But out on the ice, we've got Roberts, McManus, Wilton, Gudanis, and Merrill. Rampage win the draw. Back to Merrill. Across the far side to Gudanis. Gudanis is in the zone with it. Rampage are offside again. So face-off will come outside the Rough Rider zone. Again, 1:04 left in period number 2. Rampage win the draw. Back to Merrill. Merrill's going to send it in. Rough Riders have it. They're going to send it across to the far side. Back again. Rough Riders send it up the boards on the near side. Merrill pinching in. He's going to keep it in the zone. Rough Riders recollect down low. Send it across to the far side. Off the wall. Puck is going to come out to neutralize. Rough Riders skate it through. They're in a Rampage zone now. Take the outside. Try to tuck it in. They're going to pick it up, skate to the far side, turn with it, shot, deflects way up in the air, ends up at the point. Rough Riders turn, fire, goes up and over, ends up in the near side boards. They're going to dump it in from the point. Off the wall now, it's going to go across to the far side boards. Rough Riders send it up to the point, just about 15 seconds left in the second period. Down low, Gudanis drops it down low. Rough Riders pick it up. They're behind the Rampage net with it. They're going to skate to the far corner. Fed up to the point. They turn, send a shot. Liam Holmes with a save. Puck comes up and time will expire on period number 2. So your score after 2 is 4-1 in favor of the Rough Riders, and Rampage have quite the hole to dig themselves out of. Hopefully they got something in the tank. Boys just looking a little bit flat tonight. It's not a hard work thing. It's not anything like that. They just don't quite have the same jump that they had last weekend, and same jump speed and crispness. So currently, Rough Riders are taking advantage, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the game, it will be to our advantage to stay disciplined. And so far, we've been getting more penalties than they have, and they've been taking advantage on their power plays. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Huff, and Gudanis. Tied up on the draw. Sarver gets a stick on it. He's going to dump it into the Rough Rider zone and give chase. Puck back behind the Rough Riders net. They send it to the near side corner, up the near boards. Huff's pinching in, keeps it down low. Rough Riders send it across to the other side. Bounces out front. Rough Riders send it back behind their own net. Puck comes up in the air. Whitted's going to knock it down. He turns, fires. Goaltender makes the save. Goes just wide. Ends up at the near boards. Rough Riders clear it up but not out. Huff is pinching in. Drexel's in there too. Puck comes down low. Ends up in the near corner. Whitted gets tied up. Drexel's going to send it up to the point to Huff. Huff takes a shot from up top. Goes wide and it's going to end up on the far wall. Gudanis pinching in. He's going to keep it in. Rough Riders got it back. They're going to send it around the boards to the near side. Huff pinching in. He's going to keep it in the zone. Whitted picks it up down low. Turns and fires it back behind the net. And we get a player gets hooked and pulled down from behind, and Rampage are going to get a power play coming to him. Rahosian pinching in, keeps it in the zone. Puck gets tied up on the wall. And we're getting a call for a rough, which should have been a hook. And we actually have a parent at the other end complaining about it because they're not watching the same game that the rest of us are. 15:57 left in period number 3 to start the power play. We've got Foster, Whittingham, Wilton, Gudanis, and Merrill. And their parent down there is actually saying it's hockey, which it is hockey, and in hockey, hooking is a penalty. Rampage win the draw. Merrill to Gudanis, back to Merrill. Down to Whittingham on the near side. Cross ice to Gudanis at the far point. Gudanis makes a move to the boards. Over to Merrill. Merrill sends it in. It goes high and wide. Gudonis is going to pinch it in, keep it down low. Foster gets in there in the far corner. He feeds it up to Gudonis. Gudonis sends it across to Whittingham. Whittingham up to Merrill. Merrill takes a shot from up high, deflects off a stick, goes wide of the net, ends up in the far corner. Rough Riders send it up. Merrill's going to pinch it in, keep it in, down to Gudonis. Gudonis turns off the wall, takes a shot. Goalie was with the save. Puck ends up down low. It's going to come up and out. Merrill has to recollect. Rampage have to tag up. Minute 13 on the power play. Over to Whittingham. He's in the zone with it. Skates off, sends it across to Gudonis, and then through to the near side. Foster's going to turn with it. Puck gets poked up and out. Whittingham has to recollect. He's going to skate to the far side. He turns, and Rough Riders are going to send it deep into the Rampage zone. They're going to call that icing. 53 seconds left on the power play. Out on the ice to take over on the power play, we've got Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Rahosian, and Espirito. Rampage win the draw. Rough Riders pin it on the wall. Drexel skates off the wall with it. Sarver, I think, has a broken stick. Had to drop it and go back to the bench. Up to Espirito. He's going to turn, feed it down to Drexel. Drexel skates off the wall with it. Skates to the far corner over to Espirito. Quick poke check, and Rough Riders are going to send it up and out. Rahosian has to come back for it. He turns with it in his own zone. Turns, looks. Off the boards, goes off a Sarver's body. He's going to turn and dump it in. Puck comes up, must have come out, and then back in again off of the linesman, and Rampage are offside. 11 seconds left on the power play. On the ice, we've got McManus, Roberts, King, Bender, and Huff. Really weird puck drop, but Rough Riders are going to skate it back in their own zone. They turn, fire it off up the boards. Goes through Bender's stick. It's going to come back to Liam Holmes. He's going to just cover it up as he's got a Rough Riders player crashing in on him. 1 second left on the power play. Face-off being the Rampage zone. Rampage win the draw. Huff sends it around to the far side. King gets there, turns, sends it out just behind, and then Rough Riders are going to take it away at neutral ice. Back into the Rampage zone. Rough Riders send it, goes off a boot and across, up to the point. Roberts gets a body in front of that one. Roberts with the steal. He's going to turn around, come back the other way. Roberts is in the zone with it. Just loses the handle, goes to the outside, and tries to send it in. Puck goes up into the netting and out of play. 13:32 left in period number 3. Face-off in the Rough Riders zone. On the ice, we've got Foster, Merrill, Wilton, Whittingham, and Gudonis. Tied up on the draw. Comes up to Merrill at the point. He turns, tries to send it in, goes off a boot. He has to recollect. Skates the outside. Tries to feed it through. Whittingham turns with it. It gets poked to the near side wall. Whittingham's going to pinch it in. Now Rough Riders turn and clear. Gudonis gets a stick on it. He has to wait for everybody to tag up. He skates it back into the zone. Recollects. Bounces way up in the air, up and over. Ends up behind the net. Rough Riders turn. They're going to skate it out of the zone into the Rampage zone with it. Gudonis turns, takes the near walls, feeds it over to Wilton. Wilton's on the far side. Tries to make a move. Takes a check, and the Rough Riders can take the puck. Puck comes back to Bender down low. He turns, fires it up to Whitted. Whitted has to turn with it, gets poke checked the other way. Bender feeds it off the wall on the far side. Rough Riders send it back into their own zone. Back to Bender. Bender chips it up the wall. It's at neutral ice. Wilton's in there. Whitted's in there. Rough Riders are going to chip it in the Rampage zone. Holmes feeds it to the other side for Bender. Bender drops it for Espirito. Espirito has to change direction. sends it hard off the boards up towards Drexel, bounces on him, and now Drexel, with a quick takeaway, he's going to push it into the Rough Riders zone. Rough Riders get there behind their own zone with it. Change direction, Whitted with the quick steal behind the net, skates out front, and we've got a penalty coming to the Rough Riders for a hook. This time they got the right call. 12 minutes exactly left in period number 3. Rampage are going to be on the power play. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Gudanis, Merrill, Whittingham, and who's our 5th? Wilton. Rough Riders win the draw into the corner. Rampage get there. Foster's got it. He skates to the near side. Foster sends it cross ice to Gudanis. Gudanis takes a shot, goes off of a boot, ends up in the far corner. Rough Riders with the takeaway down low. They're going to skate behind their own net, change direction, and clear it to the far side, bouncing on everybody. It's going to come to a Rough Riders player into the Rampage zone now. Fed across and through, and Gudanis is going to pick it up. He turns and skates with it. He skates through neutral. He's into the Rough Riders zone, takes the outside, drops it for Whittingham. Whittingham over to Merrill. Merrill sends it in from up top, deflects off the bodies and wide. Gudanis feeds it up towards Merrill, comes out of the zone, bounces up in the air, and Rampage are offside. 1:12 left on the Rampage power play. Face-off will be outside the Rough Riders zone. Out on the ice, Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Espirito, and Rahosian. Rampage win the draw. Drexel's going to pick it up. He skates to the near side. It's into the Rough Riders zone down low. Rough Riders have it. They're going to send it around to the far wall. Comes up but not out. Rahosian holding at the point. Whitted gets in there, but Rough Riders with the takeaway. They're going to skate it out of the zone. They take the red line. They're going to dump it in. Held up by Holmes back behind the net. He's going to send it around to the near side. Up to Drexel. Drops it for Whitted. Whitted picks it up, skates with it. Rough Riders with a quick takeaway. They're going to drop it back in their own zone. Puck bounces back in the zone. Espirito has to pick it up. Skates it out of the zone, across to Whitted. Whitted's into the zone with it. Drops it for Drexel. Drexel over to Espirito. Espirito skates the blue line, feeds it to Sarver. Sarver down to Drexel, bouncing on him, gets tied up down low in the corner. Whitted comes in to help him out. Just 15 seconds left on the power play. Puck tied up on the wall. Whitted's going to turn around, and now Rough Riders chip it up and out. Espirito has to come back for it. Goes to the far side corner and sends it over to Sarver on the near side. Sarver's going to skate through. Rampage going for a change. He's going to take the red line and dump it in. Puck on the far wall, up to the point, and now it's out of the zone. Sarver ties it up. Rough Riders a little back and forth. It's anybody's puck, and King's going to skate out with it. He turns off the wall. King takes the red line. He's going to skate into the Rough Riders zone. King takes a shot. Rough Riders, or goalie with a save, bounces out to the point. Roberts is going to feed it down low. Rough Riders pick it up. Off the glass on the near side wall up to Bender. Bender over to Huff. Huff up to King. King turns. He's going to chip it into the zone. Drop back behind the net. Off the boards. That doesn't connect. That should be icing. We get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rough Riders zone. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in period number 3. Out on the ice, we've got Wilton, Whittingham, Merrill, Gudanis, and Foster. Rampage win the draw up to the point to Merrill. Merrill's going to feed it down low. Rims around in the near side. Gudanis tries to drop it for Whittingham. Rough Riders are there. Sent out, and then Foster's going to recollect. He turns Foster across, and that one's going to go in. I don't know. I think Foster got it. Whittingham was waiting there to poke it in, but I believe that was just a shot that went in. 8:54 left in period number 3, and the Rampage are going to close the gap to 2 on a goal to Armani Foster. player out on the ice complaining to the ref that there should be a penalty, but the way that this game has been called so far, I don't think there's really any room to complain. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Huff, and Espirito. Rough Riders win the draw. They're going to send it across to the far side. Fanned on it, now they send it in. Espirito tries to wrangle it in. Rough Riders with a quick steal shot. Goes off the side of the net. The net's off, and we get a stoppage. Same crew out as before. Rough Riders win the draw, and Drexel with the steal. Drexel's got some room. Shot taken. Rebounds there. Comes up front. Rough Riders clear it up and into the stands. Some lucky fan has themselves a puck. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Faceoff will be in the Rough Riders zone. Tied up on the draw. Rampage are going to get there. Down low in the corner. Sarver goes after it. Drexel's there too. Puck comes up to Bender. Bender takes a shot from up high. Body's in the way. It's going to end up in the near corner. Rough Riders send it up the boards. Huff is going to pinch in, keep it in the zone. Rough Riders turn. They're going to feed it to the outside wall. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Shot taken. Holmes with the save. He's going to keep it covered up. 8:06 left in period number 3. Face off in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Rahojan, McManus, Roberts, Gudanis, and Espirito. Rough Riders win the draw up to the point, down the wall. McManus feeds it off the wall. It's not out. Rough Riders hold it into the blue line, send it in just wide of the net. Gudanis gets back, feeds it up the wall. Rough Riders with a takeaway. Comes out of the zone. And we've got a penalty coming to the Rampage for an elbow. 7:46 left in the game. Rampage are going to be on the penalty kill for an elbow call to Gudanis. So out on the ice to start the PK, we've got Merrill, Huff, and looks like Drexel and Whitted coming in to take over on the penalty kill. Rampage win the draw, back into the corner. Rough Riders are going to jump it. It's over to the far wall. Rough Riders send it across the near side point. Shot taken, Holmes with a save. It's bouncing, and Merrill's going to clear it out. Drexel picks it up. He's skating out of the zone. He's got Whitted with him on the near side. Drexel takes a shot. Goalie makes a save. Ends up on the near wall. Rough Riders are going to turn. They skate back into the Rampage zone with it on the near side. Back behind the Rampage net. Puck bounces up and over. Huff doing battle down in the corner. Tries to feed it up the wall. Rough Riders are going to keep it in. Feed it up front. Shot taken. Holmes with a very nice, good reaction save. Puck down on the far side. Merrill off the boards is going to come up and out of the zone. Rough Riders send it over to the near side, and they are offside. So 1 minute and 11 seconds left on the penalty kill. 6:57 in the game. We'll get a couple of fresh penalty killers out there. We've got Foster, Whittingham, Bender, and Espirito out on the ice. Rough Riders win the draw. They're going to send it across to the far side. Goes through, back into their own zone. Foster applying pressure on the forecheck. Cross ice to the far side. They're going to send it up the far side wall. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Out to center, turning, and puck deflects into the far corner. Rough Riders turn, they feed it up to the point. Back down the far side wall. Back up to the point, shot taken, body's in the way. Holmes gets a piece, it ends up in the far corner. Rough Riders send across ice to the near side point. Fed down low, centering pass, Holmes with the save, and lost sight of it. And so we get a stoppage. I don't think he actually quite had it covered, but the ref lost sight of it, and that was good for us. 32 seconds left on the penalty kill, 6:18 in the game. Rampage down 4-2. On the ice, we've got Whittingham, Foster, Merrill, and Huff. Puck goes across the far side. Rough Riders pick it up, feed it down low. Holmes with the save. Foster turns, tries to feed it up, but not out. And now it's going to get poked out. Whittingham gets held, but he's through. He's got it in the Rough Rider zone. Whittingham with a shot. It's going to come to the near wall. Whittingham gets there. He gets dropped into the corner. Rough Riders are going to pick it up down low. They turn with it. They're going to skate through into the Rampage zone. Shot taken, Holmes with the save. Merrill picks it up on the rebound, feeds it out to Rahosian. Rampage back in full strength. Rahosian in the zone. Shot taken, defensive move, and the shot goes wide of the net. Gets fed up the near side boards. Is going to come out. Rough Riders pick it up. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Fed across. Holmes with the save, and now it comes to the near side boards. Rahosian's going to pick it up. Skates to the near side. Tries to turn fans on it. And now Huff is going to pinch in, sends it across the far side. Puck comes back behind the Rampage net. Rough Riders send it up to the point. And back down the boards again. Rough Riders skate to the far side, send it up to the point. Back down low. Comes up, and McManus gets it, sends it off the boards, and now it's going to bounce out of the zone. Rahosian wrangles it in. It's going to skate to the far side, feed it in the zone. 4:46 left in the game. Rough Riders to the near side. Up and out. Into the Rampage zone with it. Gets poke-checked across, and now Rough Riders with a quick takeaway. Feed it in wide of the net. Comes to the near side. Whitted feeds it off the boards up to Roberts. Roberts takes the red line. He's going to dump it in. Puck goes down low. Whitted in pursuit on the forecheck. Rough Riders are going to drop it back behind their own net. Skated out to the far side. Up and out of the zone with it. Rough Riders take the far wall. They're into the Rampage zone. Gudanis feeds it out to the far corner. Whitted tries to send it up, but not out. And then Drexel with the takeaway is going to send it. Rough Riders pull it out of the air. Back into the Rampage zone with it. It's going to come to Gudanis down low. Gudanis sends a stretch pass over to Sarver off of his stick and into the zone. Drexel giving chase. Drexel's going to get there first. He turns around with the puck. Makes a move in the corner. Tries to feed it up the wall. Rough Riders kick it off the wall to the far side. Up and out. Rough Riders are going to turn. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Make a move to the near side wall. Puck comes down to Gudanis. He feeds it up. Rough Riders pull it out of the air. Deflect the shot, goes wide of the net. Fed up to center. Shot taken. Holmes with the save. Rough Riders with it on the near side wall. They're going to dump it down the wall, and they get to it down low. They're going to feed it across to the far side. Puck comes out to center. Whittingham turns, fires it up in the air into the bench, and we get a stoppage. We'll have a face-off in the Rampage zone. 3:07 left in the game. Out on the ice, we've got Huff, McManus, Wilton, Foster, and Espirito. Tied up on the draw. Rough Riders are going to send it down low to the near side corner. McManus is in there. Huff's in there. Puck gets stuck in the corner. Comes up to Wilton. He's going to turn with it. Skates. He's out of the zone. Dumps it into the Rough Rider zone. Play will continue. Rough Riders send it across to the far side. Up and out. They turn. They're going to chip it into the Rampage zone. Holmes has to play it. He sends it around on the near side. Huff gets there. Feeds it across to the other side. Rough Riders pinching in. Centering pass comes out. And the trailer is going to put that one in the net. So with 2:28 left in the game, Rough Riders go up 5-2. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, Whittingham, Rahosian, Merrill, and Bender. Rampage win the draw. Rahosian's going to skate it to the near side. Into the Rough Rider zone is going to take the near side wall. Move down low, shot taken. Goalie with the save. Ends up in the near corner. Roberts is in there. Rough Riders send it out. Bender flips it back in. Rough Riders recollect down low. Going to send it to the far side wall. Stretch pass comes out. It's into the Rampage zone. They wave off icing, but there's no reason that should have been waved off. Comes out, Roberts turns, just fans on the clearing attempt. Rough Riders are going to pick it up. Skate it back down low into the corner. They feed it up to the point. Shot taken, deflects, goes wide of the net. Rahosian feeds it off the boards. It comes up and out. Rough Riders have to tag up. Rough Riders back into the Rampage zone with it. Skate to center. Shot taken, goes up and over the net. Ends up back behind. Whitted comes in. He's going to steal it. Feeds it up but not out. Rough Riders feed it back down into the corner. Bender gets in there, sends it up the boards, comes up to the point. Rough Riders dump it back in again. Back behind the net. Bender picks it up. Gets poked down low. It's going to come to the near side corner. Whitted sends it up the boards. Rough Riders pinching in, and centering pass comes across to Merrill. He's going to feed it up to King. Goes off his skate. Now he's got to turn and send it out of the zone. Rough Riders turn, dump it back into the zone. Gudanis has to come back for it. He's got a player on. Sends it up to the far side boards. Centering pass comes all the way through. Sarver's going to pick it up. Feeds it up and out, just outside the reach of King. Rough Riders are going to recollect. 45 seconds left in the game. Rough Riders turn. They're going to dump into the Rampage zone. Holmes holds it up. Gudanis feeds it over to Huff. Huff up to McManus. And Rough Riders with a takeaway. They're going to keep it in the zone. Over to Gudanis. Back to Gudanis. He sends it across to Foster. It's out of the zone. Rough Riders have it back. Send it back across to the near side. It's going to end up deep in the Rampage zone. Huff's going to get there. He turns and skates with it to the far side. Huff skates over to the near side, comes up out of the zone. Huff recollects, takes the red line, sends it in on net. Just 7 seconds left in the game. Rough Riders clear it up and out of the zone. They're in the Rampage zone with it offside, and time expires. So your score after 3 is 5-2 in favor of the Rough Riders. Let's hope we've got a little bit better game in us tomorrow afternoon. We'll see you guys back then.